If you've opened an app and thought, well, where am I supposed to go next? You are not alone. Most people think app design just picking colors and adding buttons. But the truth is, if the user flow doesn't make any sense, nothing else matters. Here's something I wish someone had told me earlier. The fastest way to learn user flow is by experiencing apps, not just reading about them. So if you just watched my last video, well, you know that I turned my first UX project into magical chaos and things got out of control real fast. But that chaos just made one thing really clear. It's so hard to design, even imagine a user flow when you've never felt one that works. I started studying apps. The first one was Too Good To Go. It's a Danish platform that helps the restaurant sell their leftover at a discount. Less food gets wasted and you can just get a surprise bag for cheap. And in this video, we can just take a closer look through the eyes of a beginner. What felt smooth, what felt off, whether you are just learning UX design like me or just curious about how design shape our feeling. This will give you a whole new lens to look through. Hey, I'm Vivienne. I'm learning UX one app at a time. I'm not an expert, so I'm just sharing what I'm noticing as I go, the questions I'm asking, and the mistakes I'm making. So let's get started. As soon as you open the app, everything feels natural and easy to follow. The homepage is structured into clear modules like recommended for you, new surprise bags, collect for lunch, collect for dinner, baked food, etc. I think everything is grouped by time, type, and user intent. So even as a new user, I didn't feel completely lost. I could scan, scroll, and immediately spot something that makes sense to me. There's a tab called Browse, and you can view just results either as a list or on the map. It's a small detail, but it shows how they've thought about different user preferences. Maybe some people need visual context, but others prefer to compare based on distance. As someone currently building a food truck calendar for the UX course, that made me just stop and think. I've been debating whether to include both views, but seeing how to go balances them so seamlessly, I think it was a very helpful reference. But while we are on the browse type, there's one small thing that I personally tweak. Right now, browse uses a magnifying glass icon, which usually means search, right? But when you open the tab, it's not really a search tool. It's more like an exploration space. You can scroll, switch to a map view, and just kind of see what's around you. Calling it browse, it's fine, but pairing with a search icon, that feels slightly misleading. And it gets more confusing when you look at the Discover tab, which uses a compass icon. Actually, it's just a homepage. That's where you land when you first open the app. But a compass usually means exploring out forward, whereas the homepage is just home. So here's what I change. Name browse to explore and pair it with a compass. But rename Discover to home and use a house icon. That way both labels and icons align better with what tabs actually do. It's just a small shift, but it can just reduce some friction, especially for the first-time users. Icon semantic consistency. Icons are not just a decoration, they carry meaning. A magnifying glass implies search. A compass means exploration. When these icons don't match the actual function users pose, even if just for a second, that's called cognitive friction. It breaks the flow, even if you don't notice it. Okay, let's take a look at the immersion page. This is where the design pulls it ways, but without feeling overwhelming. You get get everything you need, like shop name, the photo of shop, real distance from where you are, and even a breakdown of overall experiments, a collection experience, food quality, variety of contents, and food quantity. Each one has its own score, so before you even reserve, you just have a clear picture of what to expect in that surprise bag. Once you're ready, there's a clear CTA reserve, so no dead ends, no friction, just tap, confirm, and done. And when I save a favorite shop, the screen gives me a quick real-time confirmation right at the top. The heart icon did a soft little animation. There was even a gentle vibration. It makes the interactions feel complete. Micro-interactions feedback. When you tap and the system responds, it builds trust. A little animation, a soft vibration, a check mark. These are called micro-interactions. They confirm that your action worked without needing extra text. They made the experience feel complete. So what did I take from this? Not that it's perfect, but the basics are just well executed. The hierarchy makes sense and the visual layout supports the task. The language stays clear, and most of all, it lets you just complete your goals without having to overthink it. Color palette, especially the use of green throughout, it can just reinforce the app's core message around sustainability and reducing waste. First, on the merchant page, there's a section that says you can just see ingredients and allergens, but when you just tap it, you get every time the same message. That's kind of frustrating. If the information isn't really available, just don't promise it in the UI. It's a small thing, but fixing it can just reduce some disappointment. Second, the interface could be cleaner. Right now, there are too many separators. Every card just has this dashed line at the bottom, but honestly, I don't think it's necessary. Instead of making content easier to read, it adds just visual clutter. And the results? The page just looks a little bit too busy, so I just tried a small redesign. I kept the exact content, but I just removed dashed line. I added a little bit more spacing between elements. So that's what I noticed in Too Good To Go. The little wings, the small friction points, and the kind of thoughtful choice that made me reflect as a UX beginner. UX is often about getting the small things right. Thanks for being here. See you next time.